Hi, my dear student. How are you doing? Excellent. I am good. Thank you. We are going to start with our class, okay? For today, our topic is, please pay attention, okay? Our topic for this class is life in the desert. Our objective, to analyze the desert ecosystem, okay? Let's start. Please open your color book on page number 70, okay? 70, activity A. Write the names of the desert under each picture. Before this activity, you have to read according to life in the desert. Okay, now please open your reader book, your small book. Okay. Ahora, para hacer esta actividad necesitamos el libro de lectura, el pequeñito. Okay. Open your reader book on page 49. 49. Okay, you have to listen and you have to do the activities. Let's get started. One question. What are the differences between a desert and a city? In this case, for example, you can look in the screen. This is a desert, okay? And city, you can know, is where you live. Este es un desierto y la ciudad es donde vivimos. ¿Cuáles son las diferencias? Think about this. Tell me one difference. Dígame una diferencia. Okay, in the desert, there are a lot of sand, and in a city there are a lot of houses. Okay. Now, what plants grow in a desert? Grow, crecer. You can look. Okay. And what animals live in a desert? For example, camel. Excellent, very good. Now, let's start with our reading, okay? If you have your platform, you can use your platform.
Track 41.
Life in the Desert by Jim E. Zeder. 1/5 of our planet is covered with deserts. Of all the ecosystems, deserts have the least rain, less than 25 centimeters a year. When most people think of deserts, they imagine sand, scorching heat, and few plants and animals. But that is not always true. Deserts have fewer plants and animals than forests. However, if you walk through some, you could see a wide variety of living things, from cactuses and wildflowers to snakes and coyotes. And some deserts rarely have temperatures above freezing.
Okay, in this part, the main idea of this paragraph is in the desert you can find a lot of animals and plants. Okay, for example, you can find cactus, okay, snakes and coyotes. Okay, cactus, sand. What is sand? This. Excellent, sand. In this case, sand is this, okay? Arena. Okay, let's start with the next. Listen, please.
Interestingly, Antarctica has a desert. With only 20 centimeters of rain yearly, the Antarctic desert is the coldest desert. Even during summer, the temperature rarely goes above 0 degrees Celsius. It is also the windiest desert. If it were not so windy, ice would settle on the ground. But the wind blows so hard that this is impossible, making the Antarctic desert the only ice-free place on the continent. The only life forms in the desert are worms, algae, and moss. Chile's Atacama Desert is also cold. During summer, the temperature stays between 16 degrees Celsius and 24 degrees Celsius. With less than 1.5 centimeters of rain a year, it's the driest desert, even though it is next to the Pacific Ocean. Occasionally, it gets foggy in Atacama. That moisture allows algae and cacti to grow. Otherwise, there is no life there, not even bacteria. Scientists compare it to Mars. Some astronauts are training for a Mars mission there. Atacama sand even has the same salts scientists have found in sand from Mars.
Okay, in this paragraph, something that is important is that, for example, an Antarctic desert is the coldest desert. Es el desierto más frío. Ok, coldest, frío. And incluso en el verano las temperaturas bajan a 0 grados centígrados. Ok. And another point, an important point is scientists compare it to Mars. A case of Atacama desert is also cold. And los científicos comparan el desierto de Atacama con Mars, a planet. Okay.
Hot deserts are much more common. Northern Africa's Sahara Desert is the biggest hot desert. It covers 9 million square kilometers and 12 countries. It's about the same size as the United States. It's also the hottest desert. The temperature gets as high as 50 degrees Celsius in the Sahara. The Sahara is covered with hills of sand called dunes. Some reach as high as 189 meters. The Sahara has few plants. Most of them are close to water sources like the Nile River. However, there are many animals like camels, goats, scorpions, lizards, cheetahs, and snakes. One snake, the sand viper, has horns above its eyes. To stay cool, it frequently buries itself in the sand with its horns sticking out.
Okay. In this case, please look at the picture. Snakes and scorpions. And this snake is so interesting because the snake has horns above its eyes. Tiene cuernos sobre sus ojos. Okay, it's so different. And you can look in this desert. There are a lot of sand. And the camels. Okay, people used these animals to travel. Las personas ocupan los animales, estos camellos para viajar. Exacto. Okay, let's start with the next part.
The Sahara may not have many plants, but some deserts, like those in the southwestern U.S., are full of them. Desert plants have fewer leaves than non-desert plants. Their leaves are also shorter and thicker to conserve water. Desert plants have long roots which stretch out to absorb water. Cacti are probably the most well-known desert plants. They store water in their stems. If there is enough rain, a saguaro cactus could absorb 3,000 liters in 10 days. Cacti needles give shade and offer protection from water-seeking animals. If you were stranded in the desert, you could get water from a cactus by making a hole in it. Some cacti even grow delicious fruit called prickly pears. They taste like watermelon and bubble gum.
Okay, in this case the paragraph is talking about this. Decía que root son las raíces. Dice que hay algo importante, que las raíces de estos cactus absorben ¿cuántos litros de agua en 10 días? Ok, read please. 3,000. Excelente. 3,000 litros de agua a los 10 días. Y ellos absorben, y dice que ellos producen un fruto que su sabor es parecido como al melón. Ok. Let's start with the next part.
Like desert plants, many desert animals are small. In order to survive in the desert, most animals avoid the heat. Small animals usually sleep underground during the day and come out at night when it's cooler. The round-tailed ground squirrel actually hibernates through the summer, just as a bear would during winter in a forest. Desert animals often have longer limbs than non-desert animals. Lizards have longer legs to help them run quickly. That way they don't absorb heat from the ground. Jackrabbits have large ears that release heat and help them keep cool.
Okay, something interesting about these paragraphs is los animales que viven en el desierto, en el caso de esto de lizards, lagartijas, dice have longer legs. What is legs? What are legs? Piernas, tienen largas. ¿Para qué? Para que les ayude a correr quickly. Okay? And they don't absorb heat from the ground. El calor del piso, ellos no absorben. Okay? And you can look at in the picture the animals. Okay? They live in the desert.
Camels are among the most interesting desert mammals. They have nostrils that close, hairy ears, and 2 rows of thick eyelashes. Those features protect them from the sand. You could not survive long without water in the desert, but camels can go 8 days without it. That's because their bodies make and store water. Camels store fat in their humps. When they are traveling, that fat makes water. They also store water in bags near their stomach. Larger animals like coyotes, mountain lions, deer, and wild horses also call deserts home. These animals usually spend the day in the shade. They mainly get water from their food, but drink fresh water when it is available.
Okay, in this paragraph is talking about camels. Camels are the most interesting desert animals. Why? Because camels can go 8 days without water. Los camellos pueden andar 8 días sin beber nada de agua. ¿Por qué? Porque sus cuerpos producen agua. The fat makes water. La grasa que ellos tienen produce agua. They store water in bags near to the stomach. Ellos almacenan agua en bolsas cerca de sus estómagos. Okay, they can survive. And in the case of the coyotes, mountain lions, they also can survive because they spend the day in the shade, en la sombra, okay? En la sombra ellos pasan la mayoría de tiempo para de esa manera también poder sobrevivir. And they mainly get water from their food. Okay, ellos obtienen agua de su comida.
Even though deserts are the hottest and the driest places in the world, humans still live in them. There are many cities in deserts. In the hottest places, many people are nomadic, meaning they move around frequently. Many nomadic tribes have herds of animals. They follow rainstorms so that they can find food for their animals. The people themselves often hunt and get water from plants. However, dehydration, or having too little water in the body, is common. It is also deadly. For that reason, some nomads are settling in places with more water.
Okay, in this paragraph is talking about people. The people who live in desert, people are nomadic. What is nomadic? They move around frequently. Las personas que se mudan de un lugar a otro son nómadas. ¿Por qué ellos tienen que moverse tan rápidamente? Okay, according to the paragraph say, they have to look for food and they have to move for food for their and their animals. Ellos tienen que moverse para encontrar comida tanto para sus animales como para ellos. Ok, por esa razón ellos son nómadas. Very good. Now, finish. Let's start with our color book. Okay, please. Page number 70. Okay. According to the reading, write the names of the dessert under each picture. Okay. According to the reading, you have to choose. This picture is about Atacama, Antarctic, or Sahara. This and this. Listen, try to remember about the temperature, okay? Recuerda acerca de la temperatura para decir qué imagen recordaba cada uno de ellos, okay? Try to do, please. Okay, let's start, please. Number 1. Escriba y vamos a comparar cuáles son nuestras respuestas, okay? Number 1 is Sahara, because the temperature in Sahara Desert is 50. Excellent. Grados centígrados. 50 grados centígrados. Sahara. Number 2. According to the reading, Atacama, 25. Excellent. And the last one, Antarctic is the coldest. Okay, coldest. Es el más frío. 0 grades. Okay. Okay, you can look in the picture the answer. Okay, number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay, let's start with activity B. Mark the sentences true or false. Number 1. Desert receive more than 25 centimeters of rain a year. True or false? False. Excellent. False. And number 2. In the Antarctic desert, ice don't sit on the ground because it is too windy. True or false? Okay, very good. This is true. Excellent. And let's start with this. Number 3. Because the Atacama Desert is near to the Pacific Ocean, it gets more rain than most deserts. False. It's the same situation for all the deserts. 4. The Atacama Desert is similar to the planet Mars. Excellent. True, because the science compared the sand is like to that they found in Mars. Ellos comparaban, recuerda, la arena que encontraron en Marte con la del desierto de Atacama, que es la misma. Okay, this is true. 5. In the Sahara Desert, temperature can reach 50 degrees centigrade. True or false? True. Excellent. And it's the same according to the last activity. Okay. Number 6. Sand. Please read activity. Read number 6. Sand in the Sahara Desert. Repeat. Are. Continue with many species of plants. True or false? False. Excellent. Very good, my dear student. Okay, check your answer and put a tick if you are correct. Si esto está bien, póngase un visto, y si no, please corrijamos. Okay, finish. Let's start with activity C. Mark with a tick the animals and plants that exist in the desert according to the reading. De acuerdo a lo que acabamos de leer, vamos a poner un visto en cuáles animales decía el reading que había en el desierto. Ok, please. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, finish? Do you finish your task? Okay, let's check. According to the reading was talking about Okay, let's start with cactus. Very good. These plants are so common in the desert. El reading hablaba de los cocodrilos. No. Okay, the reading say about highland. No. The reading say about coyotes. Yes, excellent. You have to write a tick. Okay. Entonces, el reading hablaba de cactus and coyotes. Very good, my dear student. Okay. And this is all for our class. Now, what is your homework? Please open your black and white book. Okay. Open your black and white book on page number 70. 70. Okay, you have to do this activity. Activity A and activity B. Activity A. Read the sentence and write which the story is about. You have to read, for example, the sun in this desert is very similar to the sun on Mars. La arena de este desierto es muy similar a la arena de Marte. ¿De cuál desierto hablamos? Atacama, Sahara o Antarctic. According to the reader, you have to write the sentence you have to write the words in this sentence, okay? Tiene que escribir los nombres acorde a lo que leímos en el reading. Activity B. Mark the desert to the description. Tiene que leer el desierto y la descripción y escribir el numerito, okay? Atacama Desert is the coldest desert, is the biggest desert, according to this you have to write. In this case, this is the meaning seco, árido. Hottest, caliente. Biggest, grande. Coldest, frío. And windiest is ventoso. Okay? And this is your homework. Please do this activity and send me to the classroom. This is all for our class, my dear student. Bye bye. Take care. Please do the activity.